I have to flip it immediately because I wasn't sure what to call that video, but I thought the best name would be probably just please buff Millia and just go for the bait, you know what I'm saying? But immediately, maybe like the second comment I saw was someone saying, why not nerf Nago? So now we're going to talk about why they don't have to nerf Nago. I don't actually think they have to nerf Nago. I don't even think they have to nerf my least favorite character. Not my least, my favorite character in the game, Potemkin. I don't think they have to nerf my favorite character in the game either. There's a couple of reasons, and I will start from the in-game reasons and go out. So like we talk about tier list and stuff, but one of the things you can actually take from a tier list that exists is what is actually good in the game. So not like what characters are good, because obviously what characters are good are shown in the list, but also what type of tactics overall are good in the game. Do I have any tier lists on my PC that I can pull up right now for y'all to use as an example? Do I have any here that are not subjective ones? I mean, honestly, that Persona waifu tier list is objective. That's the only one I have in here too. Whoops. Let me grab one of these real quick. This is Dragon Ball Season 3 before Goten. That's right, before Roshi. You can see not just what characters are good, but what is important for the game is shown in this. So what is important for the game that's shown in this is shown definitely the most by the characters at the top. And what that is relative mobility, screen control, consistent return off hits, good level 3 knockdowns, good support, good solo functionality, and and good overall damage output, and the ability to hit people without assist if necessary, because not all the characters can do it, but most of them can. The lower down on the tiers you go, the less the characters can do all of these things I just listed. This is from Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 3 3.0, so before Roshi came out. Roshi is 3.5, so this is before Roshi came out. So we return to Guilty Gear. A couple weeks ago I shared who I thought were the best characters overall in the game, right? So that's Nago, Leo, Ram, Mei, and Ino, in my opinion. Those are the best 5. What are good about these characters is also what's good in the game. So what's good in the game? The ability to do a lot of damage. So Nago does mad damage. Leo does mad damage. We don't even have to say shit about Mei and Ram. They do tons of damage. And Ino is explosive. So like she doesn't do a lot of damage all the time, but she's explosive. That's one. 2, these characters are all really good at being able to create threatening situations from neutral at most times. So for example, Nago has Beyblade, right? So like basically from mid-screen, he can instantly travel to you with a move that is heavy counter hit, so the return is really high, it's 0 on block, and it's special cancelable, right? So he could just do that. Or if you're full screen, clone plus step, so you can't zone him, or you have to change how you move or something. By now you guys all know about Nago, right? And then Leo has 5k. 5k is like super ridiculous from this, and he can use his S fireball and H fireball to like control space really well. And back turn, even though he can't block, he's got a parry, and he's got really good buttons with very low recovery that he can spam, and he has one of the best anti-airs in the game, so you can't like bully your way in on him, right? Ram, big disjointed buttons, your back's to the wall, done, right? Mei, really hard to anti-air, pretty mobile, big disjointed moves, hits you with a counter hit, done. And then Ino, if you can't beat stroke and dash at the same time, she can just do shit. And she has really good buttons and a really good 6p. Then there's the thing of all of their offense. So like everyone in the game, there's responses to their offense. But these characters, more than the other characters, when they're attacking you, their offense is much more threatening. And even though you can do stuff about it, you're taking big risks. And when you're wrong, you're dying. And meanwhile, the opponent's character, they're mostly just doing it, right? So again, don't have to talk about Nago too much. If he bites you, he's dead. Leo, back turn LOL, and he builds meter really fast. Mei, close slash stuff, and guard crush to 6H, H dolphin. If she reads your escapes, then she's super plus because to go back in. Ram, you're in the corner, LOL, we all know. And then Ino, block a JS, good fucking luck. And then Ino also has, compared to the other two, I wouldn't necessarily call Nago a character that wins by soft knockdown, but Leo and Ino are extremely good when they knock you down, and they have like many ways to win games, right? So these characters all have good stuff, and this is like the main themes of the game, and this is like the main shit that's like really important. There's more than that, but these are like the really big points. So people are really quick to be like, how about instead of buffing Millia, you nerf Nago? And the first thing I'd want to say is like, it's actually okay that the characters have strong stuff, and it's fine. To be quite honest, if you nerf Nago, a new character is going to return that you're going to bitch about instead. And instead of just either getting better at the matchup, or if you really, really dislike the character, picking another character just to beat them, you're going to sit there and bitch about how you can't beat a character over and over until they nerf it. And then there's going to be another character that you're going to sit there and bitch about too, and you're gonna bitch about it forever. That's what they did in fucking Dragon Ball. That's what you guys are doing now. When the game came out, everyone bitched about Soul. Now everyone's bitching about Nago. You're just gonna bitch. I should say it like this. It's okay to bitch a little bit, because sometimes that shit's from the heart. You gotta be able to vent, but after venting, you gotta accept responsibility, and you gotta fucking do something about it. Like, if you're gonna bitch, you gotta do something about it. That's all I can say. And then on top of that, you also have to understand that there are people who actually like these characters and like playing these characters. So if you just sit there and beg for nerfs, then they're gonna be sad that they're not gonna be able to do the shit that they think is fun. That it's not fair that you're the only person who gets to have fun and do the shit that you want to do, but then people who play a character that you don't like, that you're begging for nerfs for, they don't get to do what they like, especially in a game that's fair. If it's in a game that's not fair, which I've definitely played games that have characters that are not fair, those characters do need to be nerfed. So for example, story that I said many times on the stream, I played BBCP 1.0 Kokonoe. Everyone said I had to adapt to the matchup. I was like, oh, so she's not broken. So some regions, they wanted to soft ban her or ban her, but other regions said, no, you should just get better and adapt on some FGC, maximum FGC shit. So for the last major of the version, I only played Kokonoe the whole tournament. I only lost one game. I turned around and said, either say that she's broken or say that I'm good at the game. Because I know you don't respect me in the game. So you have to say that she's broken and she ruins the game and is fucking scrubby. Or you have to say that I'm fucking nasty because I only lost one game this whole tournament. What's their choice? Ultimatum. And then they patched the game 2 days later, so they didn't say anything. So there's nothing like that in this game. There is nothing like that in this game. When the game came out, the mid dispenser was the best. And then right now, a top tier is a mid dispenser, right? Nago, Leo, Ram, Mei, Ino. Probably all these characters, the characters with maybe the least weaknesses is probably Ram, but all these characters have weaknesses. One of the big things about like our regions having Nago and Leo dominate is that people don't play the characters that beat these characters. They're not that common. People don't play Zato. Axel's pretty uncommon. Faust is pretty uncommon. Like, people don't pick the characters that beat them. Whose fault is that? So all these characters have weaknesses. It just feels worse because people don't play the characters that beat them, and these characters are really fucking good at what they do. Right now, the game is like less balanced than it was in the previous patch, but I don't think it's anywhere near out of control level. So I don't think other characters need nerfs. I don't think the way to go is be like nerf Nago, nerf Leo, the way people are saying. I would much prefer they tone up the characters that are on the lower side rather than tone down the characters that are on the upper side, especially because I think they're in a pretty good place and they're complete. They're like just complete characters that can just do mostly what they want to do. They're scary when in the spots where it's scary. Heavy flash kick is okay. It's fine. If you block it, he's dead. If you play Zato, you never have to think about it because he has a move that just absorbs it. If you play Happy Chaos, you don't really have to think about his DP that much, right? If you play Gold Lewis, you don't have to think about his DP that much. If you play Giovanna, she safe jumps everything all the time. Even after Super Wall Break, she safe jumps. It might feel a lot worse if you play characters like Soul and shit where you have to super hard bait it, but then even if you hard bait it, you delete him. And then again, he is top tier. So like, you know, I'm not like downplaying. Like, he is top tier. But like, if you're like, oh, DP is, you think his DP is okay? DPs have been in fighting games since literally the beginning. Like, what are you going to do to the DP? You're going to go to SF5 way where all the DPs have no invincibility at all except for EX? There's no EX moves in this fucking game. Tell me what you want. I think it'd be better to leave the characters as they are for the people who enjoy them and then buff the characters that are weaker so that people who play characters that are weaker don't feel like they have to play the characters that are stronger necessarily. They can try to play their strategy the way that they want. I think that's much better. Much better route. I asked for buffs for Millia after playing her for a long time and studying the game and thinking about stuff and thinking about her matchups and thinking about the way I use tools and stuff. I did not do week 1, oh my god, I got soused by Potemkin doing Gauda Impact, please buff Millia. No, I did not do that. I played the game for months looking at character versus character interactions and shit. And even playing characters I have no business fucking playing. And characters I don't like. Like, I don't like Happy Chaos. I said when he was revealed, this is like the wackest reveal. You saw me play him on stream for like 2 weeks. He's kind of fun to play, by the way. You saw me play him for like 2 weeks, so I can have an idea of what type of character he is, what does he do, what do I think he's good at, what do I think he's bad at. And so we have an objective opinion about him as a character that is played in the game, like separate from like me memeing about I don't like the way he looks. Like we have a good, decent baseline view of the character in the game versus the other characters, which is important. Even when I talk about characters that I love a lot, like Potemkin, I can separate my bias of, you know, I don't like big bodies from looking at the tools and how they use the tools and what happens in situations. That's really, really, really important. I know it can be hard, especially as hashtag gamers, we all are. We want the quick fix. We want the quick fix. We want the patch. We want the tip that will save us. But fighting games are not like that. And it's fine. It's okay. The character power is good in this game. So we don't need to nerf top tiers. Most of the nerfs that characters needed, by the way, have already been done. How y'all feel about that?